Welcome. I'm Brenton. I'll be leading us through a 30-minute flowing yoga basics class. I don't think we'll need any props for this. Let's go ahead and get started on our backs. We'll get started in an easy position for the hips, so you can take the feet mat-width distance apart. Let the knees fall gently in on each other. If you feel cramped in the low back, pick the booty up and scooch it down towards the heels. Then open the palms to face the sky. Pick up the upper back one side at a time. Slide the shoulder blades closer towards each other so they shelf the heart and the heart stays elevated. When the palms come back to the sky, give a little bit more weight to the thumb side. Let the eyes close. Notice if you're closing your eyes by tightening the lid shut. And begin to let that spread completely into relaxation and softness. Let the eyes remain shut, but give openness and space to the inner eye creases, the outer eye creases, and the entire socket of the eye, which can potentially feel a little unnerving. Relax into it. Feel all of the attention and effort drain out of the face so that the face right now releases all of the habits and patterns that it's been carrying throughout the day. And our face does a lot to communicate to other people who we think we are, what we think our identity is and our place in this world. And the activity of the face runs mostly in the subconscious, meaning that it's just below the threshold of our awareness. And here we're trying to tap into that a little bit, see if we can uncover some of the nuances that we keep in the face. Let the rest of the body relax entirely. And notice if, now that we've been still for a few moments, if there's any residual day left inside of you. So are you thinking about, I don't know, what happened at work, or your home life, or your relationships? And put all of that aside. Feel in the putting it aside that the exhales give a little bit more weight to your body. Like you can just give the weight to the floor. Start breathing much deeper than you have been. And pay attention on the inhales now. Take the inhales through the nose. And when you take them in through the nose, send it all the way down to the base of the belly and let your tummy flesh, the soft part of your tummy, be the first part of the body that physically opens when you start the inhale. Then let the ribs open, and then let the chest, the upper part of the abdomen and torso open. On the exhalations, start to take these also through your nose. And use your low abdominal. Draw your tummy towards the spine and then rinse it, so to speak, up towards the throat as if you were squeezing out a tube of toothpaste. And notice that in order to slow your breath down and in order to articulate it and kind of involve more than just whatever you assume your normal breathing apparatus is, but oftentimes we localize it to the nose, and if we have more awareness, sometimes we can localize it to the torso. But I want us to localize it to the entire body so that you feel that you're breathing in your feet, you feel that you're breathing into your legs, into your pelvis. And I think where I was going before was, normally in order to slow the breath down, you'll notice that you actually have to articulate it with your throat. So give a nice big sound to it with your throat. Sometimes I describe it as like a vacuum cleaner. And on the inhale, you can use the throat to more effectively draw the air towards the body. And you can control it. You can say, oh, I want this much air right now, and you pull it in using the throat, and you send it all the way down to the tummy, then into the ribs, then into the chest. Get very, very relaxed here. Almost as if you're emptying your body of, like your body is a sack, and everything that happens in our days and in our lives is potentially one more item that we add into the sack, and pretty soon we're carrying around this very heavy, dense sack full of things that we don't even remember what they are or where they came from. And the beginning of yoga practice is the process of releasing the bag of stuff. Now, I want us to stay breathing like this through the entirety of the yoga practice. And what this is going to do for us is it's going to really turn us into observers of our experience. We're going to see what we like. We're going to see what we don't like. We're going to see how we react when we like something. How do we react when we don't like it? We're going to be able to see and watch all of these things unfold for us. And this is also part of the clearing, part of the cleansing process, because this is like us fine-tuning the cogs of the machine of the mind. So stay breathing like this. That's what's going to enable you to do that fine-tuned mind cleaning. And we may as well do that because that's part of what we're bringing to the yoga table here as we're lying here on the floor. So notice if your movement starts to take over, or if it starts to become more interesting, or you're paying more attention to it than to your breath, and hold yourself very accountable to the breath. Peel the knees open from each other. I'm getting over a cold, that's why you might hear the sniffles. And then as if the legs are attached deep into behind the belly button, not like they just exist on their own, start a few windshield wipers, lowering them over to one side and then the next. See that your ribs are relaxed here, okay? But also begin to notice, how do they move when your pelvis is shifting left to right like this? How do they move when the legs are shifting like this? Because this is all information that we'll want to be using during any twisting posture, anytime we're assessing how the components of the body are working with each other. From here, go ahead, draw the knees into the belly, roll the pelvis down away from the ribs, and then draw the knees into the armpit space. If it feels good from here, grab onto the soles of the feet, pull the knees down at the same time, flatten the pelvis to the mat, and then press the feet up towards the hands. Be careful not to overstretch here. Just take a little side-to-side sway. You're going to feel a massage through the back. And now on those inhales, which you should still be taking, inhale to the low tummy first, then the ribs, then the chest. You use your throat. And now take that breath to the back ribs, as if you could see inside your rib cage from the center of your body where all of the gunk and organs are. Breathe into the back ribs like you're blowing up a balloon. And that's where your kidneys live. Breathe into this space as much as you possibly can. Feel how good that is to feel yourself open completely. And how that makes the rest of your experience feel very easy. Like, it's not so bad if the hips are tight. It's not so bad if, we're not as deep into the posture as we want to be. Draw everything in. Take the hands behind the legs, and if it's okay for your spine, then you're going to start rocking forward and backward. If this is not okay for your spine, roll over to this side and pause. Feel the up and down motion, feel the massage, and keep breathing. I'm going to be breathing as much as I can, but it's kind of hard to when I'm also talking. Come forward. Walk yourself to hands and knees with the wrists right underneath the shoulders, the knees right underneath the hips. And if you're not used to thinking about your body in very small terms, don't worry about it. We're going to incorporate this awareness into the practice little by little. I always like to shift a little bit. I don't know, it feels really good kind of at the beginning of your practice to really loosen things up and just get yourself used to moving, to being aware of what's going on. Now, fix the weight in the hands here. Tilt the weight in the hands. When we first start yoga, it's very easy to get the weight of the hands right in the wrists. Tilt the weight of the hands until the majority of the weight is right where the fingers meet the palms, as if you want to lift the wrists away from the floor. And in fact, lift the wrists away from the yoga mat just enough that you could fit a brochure, a 3-page brochure underneath it. Bend the elbows just slightly, see which direction they're pointing in, and then set the shoulder girdle in place by rounding the elbows back so that they point to the knees, and then press up, take the weight back into the first knuckle crease where the fingers meet the palms. Feel how this takes very subtle engagement and contraction through your forearms, through the whole of the arm, and notice if your face is reacting to this. Our face will sometimes react to it because it doesn't seem like we should be doing that much work here. We're just on our hands and on our knees. But suddenly the way that we're using the body here makes it so that there's so much more power, so much more integration. Let the face be completely soft again so you're not putting your energetic resources into that. And now with the toes tucked under, see if you can keep all of this going. Lift the knees just a hair. Let the chin relax to the throat so that even kind of shake it out a little bit here and breathe. And the inhale should still be to the tummy, then to the ribs, then the heart. Press back, downward facing dog pose. Relax through the neck and skull. And take the next exhalation out through the mouth, because that was already a lot of work. Take 2 more like that. Relax completely through the head. And then when you're ready, let the knees lift and descend. You'll start integrating into your core nice and slowly and draw our way down for child's pose. Big toes touch at the same space each side, knees widen or stay together. Walk your pelvis back to your heels and shift yourself from left to right. Feel the inner lining of the legs start to soften and warm up. So anytime you start to feel a stretch in the body, go into that and start warming that space up. When it starts to warm, it by itself, that's a release, that's a relaxation. Imagine, a roll of pizza dough, and when you start to warm it, aka you take your hand and you start to knead it out, what does the pizza dough do? It starts to spread out over the surface of the pan. Keep the hips down as much as you can, and then walk yourself all the way forward. Relax the forehead to the floor. Your pose might not be as compact as mine is. So if that's the case and you're feeling an overwhelming sense of tightness in some place, if something's overwhelming, it means it's commanding your attention and you're distracted from your breathing. If that's the case for you, lift the hips high over the knees and then either stay right here on the forearms or walk yourself back forward for puppy dog's pose. Relax through the forehead here. Learn how to breathe into the back and know that this is your safe haven. This is a place that you can come back to whenever you'd like. Draw back forward to hands and knees. Wrists right underneath the shoulders, fingers spread well. Where do you take the weight? How do you get the forearms to lift? Sometimes we need to repeat this, especially in the basics class, so that we can build this into our understanding and our repertoire. So one day it's just a physical reality. Bend the elbows, draw them towards the knees, press up. Tuck the toes, lift the knees and breathe. Take an inhale. And exhale, press the belly back towards the thighs. This pose is for spinal length. So if you're feeling compact or like your heart and your navel are crunching in towards each other, bend your knees and stick your butt out and feel how this lengthens the spine. It's like your pelvis is now stretching up to the sky and like your spine is like a chain link necklace. The pelvis is like one link. The rest of the spine is the rest of the chain. So if you pull it, it'll pull the rest of it. You'll feel nice and long length. Drop through the skull. When you're ready, feet behind the hands, forward fold pose. Center the weight in the feet. Relax the upper body over the lower body. Don't pay so much attention to whether or not the legs are bent or straight. Just let your body take its own pose. Some people like to build fists to opposite elbows, take a little sway side to side. Feel the ribs completely descend down from the pelvis. Relax the hands down to the floor. Plant your feet evenly from front to back. Just keep that. Use your entire leg to make this true the whole time of the yoga practice. And you'll see how your legs respond when the knees bend, when they straighten. It's pretty cool. Keep the weight centered in the feet. On the inhale, lift the tummy to the spine and stretch the heart forward. Skull forward, chin is not lifting here. No, we take chin to neutral with the throat. Hold a grapefruit there. Inhale, stretch the ribs forward. Exhale, fold. Again, inhale. Fold. Inhale. Exhale, press through the feet. Let's come up to Tadasana in a very easy way. Just think ease every time you come up. Press down through the feet evenly. As you push down, lift the heart away from the floor. Draw the ears back, right over the shoulders. Open the chest, so spin the pinkies forward, the thumbs behind. Take an inhale, offer the fingers up to the sky. Stretch the arm bones along the ears, reach the fingers up. Push the feet down, lift the ears, inhale. Exhale, hands together. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take the hands underneath the shoulders. Let's step the feet back to high plank pose, top of a push-up. If you feel strong here, hold this. Otherwise, lower down to the knees. Work the hands the same way as tabletop as downward facing dog. Make sure the neck and throat is soft. Anchor the chin in towards neutral. Let's all lower down to the knees. Rock the weight forward. Keep the navel drawing up to the spine. Inhale, stretch the heart. Exhale, bend the elbows towards the back plane of the mat. Lower the pelvis and the heart evenly. Relax down. Stretch your legs back. Locust pose. Take the chin down. Take the inner lining of the legs together, palms face the ceiling by our sides. Inhale fully. Exhale, lift the legs, lift the heart, lift the hands. Notice that I'm not leading with my chin or throat here. The chin and throat is down at neutral. Take your spine like that chain link necklace. Pull it up, pull it back, reach with the fingers, lift the shins higher. Inhale, are we breathing? Exhale, release. When I say release, just release completely to whatever is most comfortable for you. If you don't know what that is, play around with it. That's the joy of practice. Really learn how to release. Sometimes we don't have the option of what we take into us, but we have the option of how we release it out of us. So if we can get good at the release, things will start being much easier for us in our lives. Stretch the legs back, fan the toes open, press down, get strong. Slide the hands back until the forearms are exactly vertical, elbows over wrists. Take the chin down, squeeze the hands, squeeze the elbows, lift your chest like a sticker. Keep stretching the legs back, keep picking them up. Relax the glute space, relax your chin and eyes. Grip the hands. Let's see if we have 2 inches in us. Okay, my butt squeezed a little bit, relax it, stretch the legs back, pinky toes in, elbows in, soft shoulders, inhale, take it up. Take the ears right back over the shoulders, press out through the hands, the first knuckle crease, inhale. Exhale, pull the pelvis back, first tabletop. Set the hands if you need to and lift up and back, downward facing. Take 3 big breaths, relaxation through the neck and throat. Take an inhale, look forward. Take an exhale, walk. Even if it takes you 6 steps to the top, that's okay. Relax, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, come all the way on up to stand. Press with your feet, let the arms rise from that. Like an unfurling, like every time, this is the exhale. Every time you express something, it comes from someplace, it comes from the center. Imagine like a flower reaching out. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Okay, exhale, hands underneath the shoulders. If you can line the fingers and the toes with each other, then meet your hands there, stretch your heart beyond your big toe. Inhale. Exhale, keep your heart here, your hands here. Step 1 leg back, high plank. Stretch your heart forward, press down with your hands, then stretch the left leg back, high plank. If you're good with your chaturanga, keep your knees up. Otherwise, take knees down again, and that's the one I'll show. Inhale. Exhale, lower the pelvis and the heart at an even rate. Spread through the chest. Don't lead with the chin. Relax the pelvis. Soften the legs back. Slide the hands back until you're exactly vertical. Take an inhale. Spread the toes, spread the fingers, and curl up. Press down, lift the ears. Inhale again. Exhale, lift the pelvis. Here you go, up and back, down dog. Relax through the neck and throat. Inhale. Through the mouth, exhale. Inhale. Through the mouth, exhale. Inhale, look. Exhale, step through. Inhale, halfway. Exhale on the fold. Right foot here, left leg back, knee to the floor to lunge. Because we are in a basics class, the knee does not come out farther than the ankle. So just build that into your alignment vocabulary. Press down with the right foot, the left knee, and squeeze those points toward each other. Feel from your pelvis to the floor, it anchored in, rooted. Inhale, stretch the heart. Exhale, pull the tummy to the spine. Boom, tummy to the spine, roll up. Take the front left hip bone into the body more. Sit into the right leg. Wave the organs back, shoulders over the pelvis. Inhale, offer the arms. Press through the right foot, press through the left knee, squeeze those points together, and then draw into the right knee until you feel a tremor through the lower body. So the lower body starts to shake a little bit. From that, press down more, stretch the heart out of the pelvis more, especially on the front. Stretch up through the inner elbow, the middle finger, pull the skull back, and inhale fully into the body. Exhale, hands down. Tuck the back toes under, stretch them forward, holy moly, relax the heart. Feel that front left hip. Inhale, heart up. Exhale, rise. Press through your feet, inhale, offer the arms. Exhale, take the hands down. Again, inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, hands down, right leg back, knee to the floor. Center the weight between the right and left side here. Come on up. Once you come up, left foot, right knee, they push down, they hug in. You feel the front left hip bone draw more into the body, your right hip bone, your front right hip bone. Draw more into the body, descend into the left knee. Take the front pelvis in, take the heart back right over the pelvis, take the ears back over that, lengthen through the neck. Lift the ribs, lift the heart, lift the neck, and unfurl. Soften into the shoulders, stretch out through the arms, and hug in. Okay, to the lower body we go. Press, press, hug. Got it? Like a zipped up. Descend into that left knee and marry all of that together until you feel the tremor of the place that you have not yet been in before in your practice. Lower the hands. Tuck the back toes under. Stretch them forward. Oh my gosh. Fold. Inhale, half. Let's stretch these bad boys. Exhale, up. As if we didn't already stretch them, but I mean kind of release them. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands down. Let's go ahead and just pick up one leg, one knee at a time. I'm actually going to do the left one first. Give yourself a little roll, both directions. Just see how the hips feel. Do it with the other one. You can turn to face the lengthwise on the mat. You can step the feet nice and wide open. We're going to stretch. Oh, this feels so good. Okay, your bikini crease here, for guys and girls, your bikini crease here gets flat. So I want you to flatten that part out, pull the front pelvis in, push out through the feet, squeeze your thighs, and you're going to feel everything neutralize on the front of the body, and that is good stuff. Then from here, heels in, toes open, sit down evenly, widen the knees out over the ankles. I'm using my hands for support, and I'm just going a little bit side to side. So this is just a little introductory to the flow yoga basics, which involves the sun salutations, and really just the concept that breath is before movement. Breath is before movement. So that was a Surya Namaskar, Sun Salutation A, also with the lunges in it. We'll come back down onto our backs. As you roll down onto the backs here, we're going to take a twist. Twists, especially in this supine way, are they're very customizable, extremely so. So I definitely encourage playing around with different twist variations. Some are one-legged, some are cross-legged, some are legs side by side. Arms can be in many different ways. So just find something here. If you don't know what something is, because this is your first time doing yoga, okay, pull your knees in, drop them over to one side. You want to try to let the upper back feel very splayed out, very open here. So as best you can, spread the shoulder blades open, but not with force or contraction. Spread them open and relax them. Open through the space of the armpits like you're a bird and you're getting aired out. And breathe fully here. See if you can really experience your pelvis and your ribs going in opposite directions, and then give a little more like you're a washcloth. Then take your other side. So notice how you feel right now. You know, we started our practice with a lot of lying still on our backs. And here we are returning. And we did quite a bit of movement in between all of that. So begin to observe the moment that we are in. Come back. Stretch the hips down. Take Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees butterfly open. If you have very tight hips, you might feel that there's a resistance, a strong one on the inner groin and thigh. If you have something around you, it's nice to prop your legs up on something like some blocks or something like that. Otherwise, relax. Close the eyes, take the hands to the pelvis. Use this time to release any wanting from your system. You know, it's not, sometimes we think, oh, I want to do yoga because I want, for instance, a better body. You know, even I've said that at various times in my, you know, when I first started practicing yoga, maybe that's what I was thinking about. And it comes up in various iterations, even now. But it's not that we are coming here actually needing a better body. That's not what it is. So it's not that we need to get a better body. What it is, and what yoga teaches us, is to release the wanting of the better body. Because if we were to get that better body, this is about to turn into a tongue twister, if we were to get that better body, there would be another wanting for something else the next moment, over and over and over again. If we release the wanting, we release the desire, then we release our need to feel like we are lacking in something. We can come home, we can be full. Press your legs out. Roll them a little bit. Heels in, toes open, arms at the side, palms up. Give more weight to your thumbs. Take an inhale through the nose to the tummy, then the ribs, then the chest. And out through the mouth. Feel yourself empty before you breathe in again. Breathing, relax. Thank you for practicing with me today. If you can stay here for 5 more minutes, you should. And if you are very used to making the decision, okay, I'm going to get up from Shavasana now, and then acting on it, practice not acting on it once or twice and just experiment with that. See how it feels when you don't do what your mind tells you to do. Namaste.